We have massive breaking news out of the NFL, a trade that I didn't think was going to happen, but it had been rumored, floated out there for a while, but I didn't think Jerry Jones was ultimately going to do it, but it is done. The Cowboys are moving on from Micah Parsons, trading him to the Green Bay Packers. Blockbuster deal. This is wild. Look at this. Micah Parsons is traded to the Packers, and he immediately agrees with the Packers a 4-year, $188 million deal. That's $47 million a year, makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, $136 million guaranteed. Cowboys get 2 first-rounders in return and Kenny Clark. I won't go into all of that about Kenny Clark. I don't know if Kenny Clark is all that great of a player. We're going to get into the cap space and issues with all of that. At best, he's a mid or a solid player. At least they got someone. But wow. Jerry Jones, the ball was in his court. He controlled everything. I guess actually the ball was in Micah's court of what he wanted to do. Jerry Jones held all the leverage, and Micah just didn't want to be a Cowboy anymore, and he meant it. I thought, honestly, this was going to be Micah and Jerry come to an agreement that he's going to play out this last year because Jerry didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to do anything. Why? Because Micah was under contract for 1 more year, and he's got 2 franchise tags after that. So why would Jerry do anything? Instead, Jerry says, you know what, this is unsalvageable. We're not gonna be able to come to an agreement. Let's just move on from this headache. And they net a solid defensive player and 2 first-rounders. We're gonna get into all of that. But what's wild is because back in March they had an agreement to extend Micah. Rumors come out that Jerry was ready to offer him $206 million over 5 years, which would have made him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league at the time. But Micah's agent didn't like the deal. Now you're thinking, how do you not like a $206 million deal? How do you not like that? Well, it's because agents don't like to sign a 5-year deal with their star players because it makes it really hard to get one more big contract later on in their career. Because you got to remember, a 5-year deal is actually 6 because he's under contract for 1 more year. So it's really a 5-year extension. So at 6, Michael would be 32 at the time, kind of hard to get 1 more big payday. And Jerry's notorious for not wanting to do short deals, like a 4-year deal, like this one that the Packers just gave Micah, because Jerry in 4 years, 3 or 4 years, doesn't want to be in the same situation with an aging star. So Jerry notoriously loves doing the longer deals, 5, 6, 7-year deals. Works out for some players. Some players are like, no, I don't want it. So Micah's agent squashed that, and here we are. I honestly thought they were going to come to an agreement. Micah was going to play this season, probably not play week 1 or limited snaps, and play the rest of the season on this contract. And the day the season was over, Micah and Jerry were going to get back to negotiations and make Micah the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, knowing that Jerry has a franchise tag. But that's not how it played out. Now let's talk about the ramifications of this. Dallas, what are you doing? Your defense is already very weak, especially against a run. Maybe Kenny Clark helps with that a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. But also, if you had the only way you make this deal is you had a strong feeling Micah was going to sit out half the season, because he can sit out half the season before he has to report so he can get paid. But Micah, I mean, that's a bold move because Micah was about to make $24 million on his 5th-year extension, more money than he's made ever in the NFL. Be really hard to sit out those game checks, those $1.3 million every game you're missing. You're going to miss half the season. You're going to give up $12 million. Pretty tough, but maybe he was committed to doing it, and he called, Jerry folded. But what we have here is Dallas. One problem with this, as is pointed out beautifully by Warren Sharp right here, he says, so I'm shocked that Dallas only got 2 first-round picks and a player, right? And then you're thinking, yeah, but they're 2 first-round picks. That's great. Yeah, but the Packers are a contender. And even over the last 6 seasons, look at the Packers. The lowest they've ever drafted in the last 6 seasons was 13. All the other ones were in the 20s. And now the Packers, who are Super Bowl contenders, who can compete, obviously the deal for them in this Micah trade, the reason why they made this deal is because they feel like they can win now. Good on them. Good. I mean, great move for them. But like your first round picks are going to be first round, like they're going to be later. You're going to be in the 20s. So I thought draft compensation, you definitely would have got more because Jerry, like I said, Jerry still had the leverage in this. Jerry had the leverage. He's like, Micah, I got you one more year plus two franchise tags, and I'll happily write that check. So I thought Jerry could negotiate that, but I don't know. Maybe it just got to a point where he just wanted to wash his hands of this, right? Wash his hands of this. Check this out, though. So the Packers get Micah Parsons. The Cowboys get 2 first-round picks and defensive lineman Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark comes with a cap hit of $2.3 million this year, which helps with Dallas's cap issues because Dallas has spent some money on Dak and CeeDee Lamb, right? And now they were going to have to pay Micah. Now maybe they can go out, freeze up some cap space. They can go get a different player. Who knows what they're going to do with it? But cap hit of 21.5 and 20 million the following 2 years. It also leaves behind Clark leaves behind dead cap hits to the Packers of 18 million and so not only are they going to pay Micah, granted, they can spread that money out over 5 years. They're going to pay Micah a lot of money. They paid Jordan Love a lot of money, and now you got Clark here. You're going to be paying this dead cap hit of 35 million over this season and next season. But I mean, I guess it's already on the books for this season, and Micah is pretty cheap for this first year, so that kind of negates it. So it's really only a $17 million cap. Not too bad, but still something that like you've got to win now. You got to win in the next couple of years, or your window's shrinking real quick if you're the Packers. And then Micah signs a 4-year, $188 million extension. Well, this says 4-year, $188. There's conflicting reports out there right now. There's 4-year, $188. You got Ian Rappaport saying it's 4-year, $188 with $136 guaranteed. Either way, a lot of money, definitely worth it. If you're a Packer fan today, you're happy. You're happy. You got a top 5 defensive player in the league. You got a guy that's eager to come out and play with you. Now you got to be a little concerned because he hasn't done any training camp really. He's been there, but he hasn't done anything. Obviously, he's in great shape. But you're going to ease Micah into he's probably not going to play a lot of week 1, let's be honest. It's probably going to take him a little bit. He's got to get some practices underneath his belt, especially going to a new place. But big win for the Packers. I don't know what's up with Jerry in this deal. Something's off here. Maybe we'll find out more. But Micah really wanted out. I mean, Micah could have got, $206 million. Yeah, that they agreed to. But his agent told him not to. I mean, it's hard to turn down that kind of money. Now, I know you're looking at more money per year over the four years over 188, but like if you're really looking for that second contract, I think nowadays these players, do they really want to continue to play late into their career? When you make $206 million and you're 32 years old, plus all the millions you made before that, do you really care about another big contract? At that point, you could just say, peace out, NFL. I don't know. Never been in that position. Never been in that position. Maybe. But I mean, I think we're going to see a lot more players retiring early. So, I mean, if I were him, I would have stayed in Dallas. But maybe there was something about Dallas that just, rubbed Micah Parsons the wrong way. And that's why he eventually wanted out of there. But this is huge. Helps Green Bay. Their Super Bowl odds are going up now. Great addition. I don't know if that's exactly what Green Bay needed to go all in on. They probably needed to go all in on some wide receivers because their wide receivers were the worst in the league last year in drop passes. But maybe, they're going to be a defensive-minded first team. I don't know. All I know is everyone's really excited for Sunday, September 28th, because we got the Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys revenge game, and Micah definitely is going to be playing in that game. Week 4, fireworks, crazy. This trade is just mind-blowing. I did not see this coming. I'm curious of what you guys think, so why don't you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below how you feel about this trade.